Hello, I'm the creator and facilitator of the Ones and Twos Beatbox Workshop. My name is Theon Lee, and you are watching Arts for Learning Take 5. Ones and Twos is not just a beatboxing workshop, but it's also a literacy program that focuses on pattern recognition and memory retention. The way that we break down beatboxing in this way is we break it down by the three most basic sounds. One is the kick, one is the snare, and the other is the hi-hat. The kick is represented by the sound boom and the number 1. The snare is represented by the bap and the number 2. And the hi-hat is represented by the sound tick and the number 3. And for the older students, we like to use cymbals since they are better with literacy. To familiarize the group with each sound and each of its representations, we like to ask the question, if 1 is boom, 2 is bap, and 3 is tick, then what is, and then set up an example. After this, they repeat it 4 times in a row. If they understand completely, we'll move on to teams. To be on the safe side, both socially and spatially, I like to stick to no more than 4 teams at a time. Okay, now let's talk about rules. The first rule is made to ensure that everyone feels as though they can participate by sticking with the basic sounds that I've given. Second rule is all about focus, making sure that the students are using the tools given during the game to make something creative. And the third rule is to make sure that everyone gets the opportunity to represent a team before someone repeats so that everyone can feel like a valued team member. Let's take a look at those objectives. First step, pick a team representative. Second step, send your representative forward to look at the sequence in front and then come back to the team to create their own original rhythm to that sequence. And then for 3, make sure that your representative gets back up to the front and recites 4 times in a row with the original rhythm that they created with their team. 1 point if you can do it 4 times correctly, 2 points if you can do it 4 times correctly with your own rhythm, and 3 points if you can incorporate that same rhythm and get people to dance. Alright, let's see if you can do something cool. This is the typical setup of the board, and this is the time where I would make my own sequence just off the top of my head, and then send representatives back to their teams to make their own unique rhythms to this exact same sequence. Now, the first round always goes out first. People will opt out and they will do the easy thing, which is to repeat it 4 times in a row and get that 1 point. But once they see that everyone gets that 1 point, I have to keep them convinced by raising the stakes. So then I tell them that they can make 2 points if they make an original rhythm with the same sequence. This presents a challenge. Typically, they will pick someone that they know is a little bit more musically inclined or someone who's at least louder. And this is when the game becomes interesting. They don't always have to do it correctly, but I do encourage them to have something original and to have fun, and so they can get these points collectively or individually. Now, let's set up something for you. You think you can repeat this 4 times in a row? In fact, do you think you can repeat this 4 times in a row with your own unique rhythm? Let's see. And time's up. All right. This last sequence is the one that I always use. It seems to emphasize focus, but ultimately emphasizes the purpose of this whole program. What you will see is a series of booms and or ones in front of you. As the same rules apply, to make 1 point, you must repeat this sequence 4 times in a row without messing up. I almost never get this sequence 4 times in a row, but rather 2.5 or maybe 3, maybe sometimes even just 1. But what it emphasizes is both the educational quality and the social emotional quality. Oftentimes by this time, the shy children are loud and happy and excited. The children who oftentimes act out because they felt as though they were not able to keep up with the class are now usually the ones running the classroom, and they are learning to have fun. We learned that fun is a part of learning to be fundamental. All right, my name is Theon Lee. I'd like to thank Arts for Learning for having me, and thank you for tuning in to Take 5. Thanks. Take 5 with Arts for Learning was made possible by the Indianapolis Foundation, a Central Indiana Community Foundation affiliate.